If you have a rich imagination, you will never be poor. Edie's mother Madeline had heard that from her starving artist parents throughout her childhood. So, although she grew up in a home blessed with the freedom of passionate creativity, it was caged in her mind by penury. Madeline mentally rejected the advice, never realising that she had, in fact, taken it. She married a rich man, having fallen in love with a version of him she had used her rich imagination to create. Before they married, she had brought Edward home to meet her parents, and Edward, weary of the constraints of his upper-class upbringing, had been charmed by her parents and their ramshackle home. He came alive in their company, and expected their daughter would bring out the same spirit in him. It wasn't long after they married that he realised they were both running towards the life the other wanted to leave behind. Edie's mother was happy with her beautiful home and her beautiful things, and a husband who travelled for business and left her to enjoy them. When he returned from his trips, she seemed as disappointed by the reality of him as he was by the sense that she might pick him up, look around, and try to find a suitable place to put him. It was only when Edie was born that her father's dormant spirit and warmth found a home. He poured all his love into her, gave her all his attention. There was never any disappointment on Edie's face. She loved him just the way he was. When Edie was 8 years old, he brought the family to Beara on holiday. He had spent his most magical childhood summer there and had told Edie stories about fishing at sea, or from the rocks on a pebble beach so secluded he used to pretend that it was his, that he had won it from a pirate in a game of cards. He told her about hiking mountains and hills, swimming in lakes and waterfalls, and diving off piers into the freezing Atlantic Ocean. He told her about friendly locals and warm welcomes and nights filled with laughter, music, singing and dancing. He made sure that Edie's first summer there was filled with all the same things. And for Edie, every day was like living in a fairy tale. Her father had spent the whole month of August with them, and by the end of it had bought a beautiful house on a sheltered harbour. They called it Eventide. It had a boathouse and a summer house and a lawn that sloped down to a short rocky strand. By the following summer, she and her mother were living there full-time, and her father visited as often as he could. He always stirred her sense of adventure, bringing her out to sea with him, or to storytelling nights in a candlelit cabin in Iries, a tiny village where all the houses were painted in different colours. He would leave books by her bedside, tapping their hardback covers and saying, "You'd like this one, Edie, you'd get a kick out of this." They used to drive by the gates of Pilgrim Point, in those days a convent, and she would always look out for the mismatched stone finials on the pillars. One a lion, the other an eagle. Her father told her it was once a manor built by two English brothers, the Rathbrooks, who fell out, accusing each other of all kinds of transgressions that led them into a series of standoffs that began with the alleged theft of a finial at the gate and ran right down to the edge of the cliff, where one brother accused the other of regularly appearing, ghost-like, to frighten him. Both men denied the accusations levelled at them, abandoned the manor and died, estranged. "Never be too proud, Edie," her father had said, "but don't let anyone get the better of you either." Edie's mother, meanwhile, played only a bit part in Edie's childhood adventures. Her role would come when Edie had outgrown them, when she could prime her to do as she had done, look beautiful and marry well. And in the middle, torn between who she was and who each of them wanted her to be, was Edie. But there was one thing her parents did agree on, her beauty. That, she realised, was her safest ground. When the waters got choppy, that's where she stood, fair-haired, smiling, long-limbed and sun-kissed. And that's where Johnny Weston found her. She had first seen him when she was 14 years old. It was the Saturday of the August Bank Holiday weekend, the beginning of what was officially called the Beara Festival of the Sea, but was only ever